Alright guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video, and I wanted to do a video on this. So a Rainbow Star, right? How much does a unit being Rainbow Starred actually affect their damage that they're able to do in battle, how well they're able to defend? I wanted to do a sort of video with, the most recent Dokkan Fest or LR, whatever it happened to be. Turns out it's this Goku Black, and we'll sort of compare him where, he's SA10, he's all the way leveled up, all that, but he is actually 0% in the dupe system, and then we will go ahead and go into another battle and then check him out when he's 100%, Rainbow Starred, and check him out in the dupe system, because, there is a good amount of, units that I've got rainbowed, right? I have a majority of the really good units in the game rainbowed, so there wasn't, an easy way for me to do this without doing it on, one of the most recent cards. And, rainbowing certain units, I don't know, let me look through this list and find a good unit. I don't know, maybe, that Super Saiyan Goku is actually quite bad. I'm trying to find a unit who is, solid but can become really good after Rainbow. I don't know, maybe something like AGL Bojack, right? You would never use AGL Bojack in most situations. Now, once you Rainbow him, I do think at that point he could become a little bit of a viable option, but Bojack is definitely a unit you would need to put some orbs into for him to work efficiently on a team, because otherwise he's just going to be hitting so light like a feather, right? He's not really going to be able to contribute very much. Whereas if we look at another unit SCR Perfect Cell right here, right? I don't have him rainbowed. I've only got him 1% in the dupe system. I'm missing one copy I need to rainbow this cell. But even if he's, 50% in the dupe system, something like that, he can still really contribute because he's just naturally a really good card. So there are different levels to this, right? Some units are going to be not really that impressive either way. Some can help in certain situations. Some of these free-to-play units, if we look at something like, what's a strong sort of free-to-play unit that a lot of us like? This Goku, right? He is decent. I actually haven't done a video on this guy since I rainbowed him, but he's decent. But once you get him to a Rainbow Star is where he can actually contribute, even though he's a free-to-play unit, right? Free-to-play units, they just don't have as high stats as other units in the game, and they also only get 3,000 to all stats, whereas, normal Dokkan Fest units, they get the 5,000 to all stats, kind of how that works. It's a little different because, SCR types get 5,400 to attack. It kind of slides a little bit, but it's generally, about 5,000 to all stats. It's int units who have the actual even spread. So we're going to test this out with this Goku Black. Let's go ahead and hop into an event now, and let's see what he's able to do. Another reason this is actually going to be perfect, that we're going to test this out with the Goku Black, is we have two different forms to test out. We can test out his base form, as well as his Super Saiyan Rose form, see what he's able to do, and then also see what he's able to do after he's rainbowed. So let's go ahead and hop into an event and start testing this out. Alright guys, so we've hopped into an event with our 0% in the dupe system Goku Black right here. Now, I guess we can go ahead and rock him alongside the STR Rose Goku Black. They should be pretty good linking partners. Of course, STR Rose is a very formidable unit. I would actually say I like STR Rose better as a unit before the Int one transforms. Obviously, after he transforms, he, I think, at that point becomes superior. The transformed Rose is disgusting. So, just looking at his stats, he's coming in at, what, 27,000 defense and 77,000 attack. That, of course, is him, again, with 0% in the dupe system. Now, this Goku Black works a little differently than a lot of units. They wanted to go with the kind of gimmick for Goku Black of him, continuously getting stronger as the fight goes on. I think they did a good job with that, too. So, okay, let's see how much damage he'll take right here. Probably not a lot. 40k, that's a decent amount. And he starts out with a 500,000 attack stat. So, right now, this Goku Black is getting an attack buff of 40%. Nothing crazy by any means. After he's able to get up to a max of 120%, so after 3 turns, that will, of course, go up to 120% attack buff. He also gets an extra chance to crit with each attack. That's not really important for the the purposes of this video with, you know, seeing him before and after his Rainbow Star status. But, you know, it is so important to kind of get the basics of this card down. Even though I might split these two videos up, but this video and my actual Rainbow showcase video for the Goku Black, I'm kind of like intercut. I'm going to make sure to split them up a little bit because they are very similar. But this one I kind of wanted to just make the point and show the difference of a Rainbow Star. Okay, so this turn right here is not very important at all because this is just the friend Goku Black. Of course, you know, I just brought some other random units for the team. Really, a lot of it's not really too important for the purposes of this video. Even bringing like a support type unit or anything like that, I didn't really deem necessary. Because again, we're just kind of looking at what the Goku Black is going to be capable of doing. Really, the only thing is I do just want to make sure that he's always paired with that SCR Rose Goku Black, so we know he's got, you know, the same amount of links and everything, right? Like, I don't want to, you know, 0% Goku Black, we're going to pair him with Rose, and then the 100% Goku Black, we're pairing him with, like, you know, Super Saiyan Trunks, so it doesn't activate, you know, some of his links. You know, I'm going to make sure not to do anything like that. Other thing too, this Bardock does count as a support type unit, but he only buffs super types and when our health falls below 70%. So it's not really going to be very impactful for the purposes of this video, right? Okay, perfect. So here we are in a second fight, second round right here. So our Goku Black, he has 80% attack right now. So we'll go ahead and keep this in mind as we, you know, sort of do our damage here. I'm also going to be very curious to see how badly he gets beaten up by the boss Goku Black. He's probably going to get hurt a good amount right here. Now, he is capable, he greatly raises his defense on super attack, so the more of this Goku Black super attacks, the better he's going to work defensively, which I really like. Alright, so he's jumped up all the way to about 800,000. That's not bad. That's pretty good. You know, the 40% attack buff really is impactful. And wow, he's taking nothing. This is a 0% Goku Black after 2 super attacks. The 50% defensive buff he gives himself every time he super attacks is a really big deal. I don't know, man. I saw some screenshots of this Goku Black with like an insane defensive stat, and I was like, oh wow, okay, that's wild right there. But like, seriously, like after this guy transforms, like if you get long enough into the fight where he's transformed and he's super attacking constantly, greatly raising his defense every time, like, does he really start to put on an impressive show, man? Okay, so again, this turn is not really too important. I don't want to have LR Trunks, you know, completely steal the show here or anything. I actually don't even want to get a super attack with the friend Goku Black here, because we want to get back onto another rotation with the other Goku Black, where his passive now should be all the way built up, right? Now he's going to have the 120% attack buff, and we'll sort of take a look at that before then, you know, finishing this fight. Then, of course, we do want to take a look at him. I'll probably do a cut because we're not going to get it in this fight, but I'll do a cut. We'll see the Goku Black in his Rose form and see how much damage. Oh, Trunks. I was going to say, Trunks, don't you dare finish this off. But we'll see the Goku Black in his Rose form and see how much damage he does there. You know, his attack stat at 0%, and then we'll try it all over once they're actually at the rainbow. So, boom. Here we go with the Goku Black. Let's go ahead and see what his attack stat will jump up to here. Again, I think it probably will be pretty formidable. What is... Wow, okay. That's very impressive. His defense at 0% after, what, 2 super attacks? Has jumped all the way up to 68,000. So, when this man has a Rainbow Star, that defense is going to be wild, man. Yeah, this Goku Black, he is very good. Oh, well, okay, also, another thing to consider. Wow, over 1 million, again, 0% in the dupe system. Another thing to consider is the SCR Rose. He does buff extreme-type allies' defense by 50%. That's another thing I do have to remember as we're kind of looking at what his defense is. But look at that, 0%, and he's strong enough to tank the last stage of this boss. This goes to show you how strong the Goku Black units really can be. Okay, so at this point, let me now just get into a fight with the Goku Black transformed. Alright, and now we get the transformation. There we go. Rose Goku Black. So now we can see what he's capable of doing. Again, 0% out in the fight. Now, his defensive stat is something that probably couldn't be too consistent, right? Because, well, at least in comparison from the 0% to the 100%, because right now, I was trying to miss super attacks to make sure we would get the transformation to occur. So that is an important thing to consider right here. Now, once Goku Black is transformed, just to give a quick breakdown of what the Super Saiyan version does, he now has a 150% attack buff, and he also has a high chance to perform a crit. So that's, those are the important details to know for his attack right here. So let's go ahead and see what he is capable of dishing out here at 0% in the dupe system. See what his attack stat looks like. And then after this, we can go ahead and rainbow him. Oh, wait. Don't you dare, Seal. That was very funny. All right, well, let me go ahead and cut until we don't have Rose sealed. How about that? All right, just to make sure there's no shenanigans, we'll have the STR Rose go ahead and attack first, just sort of in case. One important thing to note is that the LR does not share any additional attack links with the Int Rose Goku Black, so his attack stat is not going to change at any point. Also, we do not have Big Bad Bosses active. That's another thing that could sort of get in the way. Oh, but you know what? Rose is super attacking first, which does give a slight attack buff. That is something to consider. All right, so there's Rose, 1.2 million, transformed at 0%. Again, that's pretty good for 0%. And then there, of course, is his high chance to crit coming into play. So now let's go ahead and rainbow this guy, and let's see what he looks like once he actually, has the rainbow star and how much bigger his attack buffs are going to get. Alright guys, we are back. Now our Goku Black is rainbowed, and funny enough, I actually did manage to find a friend rainbow Goku Black as well. Really, the focus is going to be on mine though, because that's, really where we'll get the direct comparison to him at 0% before. Now, if we remember, his first attack was measuring in at about 500,000 before. Now, we're not going to get the truest, accurate reading to that one, just because we don't have him linked up with SCR Rose, right? So some of his attack links aren't active. But, somewhere in the ballpark, we see he's jumped up around probably 400,000 in the attack stat. This is, of course, his first turn on rotation in the Buhan fight. I figured I'd just jump one turn in until we first saw the Goku Black on rotation, right? Because, the whole video is really just centered around how much his damage is actually going to increase. I also want to see his defensive stats, right? We'll take a look at how well Goku Black's defensive stats have jumped since before, when he was just only raising his super attack, really only raising his defense via the super attack. Of course, we do have SCR Rose also increasing his defense as well. I do think this unit, if it's any sort of event that will go on long, this Goku Black is really going to be a king-sized unit here. He is going to do so well. But, in any places, really, that's just not, a long fight, there probably will actually be better options available to you than this Goku Black, right? So, we'll kind of see. I probably also am going to want to take some damage if possible, because I certainly don't want to transform before we get to that third turn with Goku Black, so we can compare, what his max out potential is. Then, of course, we'll then transition over to him in his Super Saiyan Rose form. So, okay, cool. So, boom. This is exactly the rotation we are looking for. Now we got the Goku Black linked up with the STR Goku Black. Although we do have Big Bad Bosses active. Okay, that's good for the damage, in making him look impressive, but maybe not the truest comparison, to what we saw before. Alright, so before, his attack stat was around 800,000, just a shade below. This time we'll have SCR, since, we've already got Big Bad Bosses active, We'll go ahead and have SCR Rose Goku Black also super first. Now, what this will accomplish, of course, is Rose does give a slight super attack modifier on his super attack, so Int Goku Black will do a little bit more damage. Wow, 1.5. Oh, goodness, that is quite good. That's only 2 stacks. Again, right now he has 80% attack. We can actually go a bit higher, and he can get up to 120% attack. So I'm quite impressed, really. And look at that. Boo-Tanks, he had type advantage, and Int Goku Black almost took nothing. That greatly raises defense mechanic. Like, a 50% increase on every super attack is just so monstrous. Like, again, if there's any sort of fight that's going to last, like, a long time at all, his defense is just going to get ridiculous. Like, looking at it right now, just with him off rotation, he's at 76,000 defense already, which is very, very high. Again, in comparison, looking at it, look at LR Goku Black, who's only at 56,000 right now. So that's very, very good. Alright guys, so this will be a pretty good rotation. Like, we're going to really be able to see what the Int Goku Black can do right here. Look at his defense, 143,000, and it's still going to continue to rise as he super attacks. Again, we'll go ahead and let SCR Rose go ahead and do a quick super attack first. This is going to be, I think, a very impressive showing right here by the Int Goku Black. Big Bad Bosses, the extra modifier, you know, we'll be able to really see how much of a jump units can take once they get up over, 100%. Once they get that Rainbow Star, just the damage jump is significant. 1.9. Now, again, before, when we were looking at it, the Goku Black on his third rotation had an attack set of about 1.1 million. So he's really close to doubled his attack set just by getting the Rainbow Star. Let's see how much damage that'll do. Look at that, double-digit damage on a super attack. There's no defensive items active, nothing. Goku Black's defense is now so high that he takes double-digit damage from super attacks. Now, I'm sure some people are probably salivating, like, oh, he's so good defensively, he's going to be a monster in Super Battle Road. I don't quite think it's going to work out like that because, again, he does need to super attack frequently for his defense to really start to kick in. I can't foresee any of the Super Battle Road fights really lasting long enough for that to become a real big factor, right? So I'm going to go ahead and use a Princess Snake item right here. This is just so that we will get into the next rotation, for sure above 80% HP. After doing that, we're going to be able to have Goku Black transform into his Rose form, and we can compare his attack stat there, as compared to when he was at 0% as well. So here's this other Goku Black at 1.2 million, by the way. Pretty good. I do like this Goku Black unit. He's going to be fun to use in, normal modes. These units, to me, that get stronger as the fight goes on, they are fun to use, right? Like, even Tech Vegito Blue, I've warmed up to him a bit. All right, so here we go. Of course, no way I'm cutting out this awesome transformation. And then, that just looks so good. Okay, so here we go. We have the full Super Saiyan Rose rotation. All right, guys, so before... the Int Rose was at 1.2 million. Let's see what he'll be able to get up to now that he is Rainbow Starred in his transformed state. So this should be a pretty good attack stat. I certainly do think he will be above a 2 million attack stat, although we don't have Big Bad Bosses, which the base form one did. 1.9, okay, so he's just a shade under 2 million. But before, he was at 1.2 million transformed when we saw him before at 0%. So again, it's really just like a shade under doubling a unit's attack power by giving them the Rainbow Star. And then, of course, when you factor in the defensive abilities too, especially for a unit like this Goku Black, it is always worth it to go for the Rainbow Star. Because again, like this Goku Black, you guys are seeing like how ridiculous his defensive ability really is. Where, the 50%, greatly raising defense every single turn is just, it's very, very powerful. So, all in all, I always think the Rainbow Star is worth it. I felt like this was a good like way to show like just how much a unit jumps up. And it was especially easy to show too, or nice to show with this version of Goku Black, who has the transformation. So we can see the two different versions of him, when he's got the Rainbow Star versus when he does not. Look at his defense. It's just so ridiculously high. His attack stat gets so high. This guy is just a fantastic unit and definitely also worthy of a rainbow. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will catch y'all in the next one.